binoculars and welcome to Viva Barca. Welcome to another interesting episode where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Sergio Roberto, as it has been reported that the Barca right back have rejected the first renewal offer from Barcelona. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about Robert Lewandowski, as it has been reported that the striker's next two goals could cost Barcelona 1.25 million euros. Why is it so? We are going to be discussing on that as well. So guys, before we get right into the full story, please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, endeavor to do so you always stay up to date with the latest on FC Barcelona here on Viva Barca. Sergio Roberto is one of two Barcelona veterans that have their contracts expiring at the end of the season. While it is Sergio Busquets who has made all the headlines due to speculations over a potential move away from Camp Nou, Barca are equally keen on keeping hold of Roberto. The Spaniard has been extremely useful with his experience and versatility. This season, for one, Roberto has played as a right-back multiple times, and his presence in the first team has been crucial, especially with Hector Bellerin enduring a woeful return to Barca. In light of his utility, Barcelona had recently made an effort to convince Roberto to prolong his stay at the Camp Nou, but according to Luis Rojo, the 30-year-old has rejected Barcelona's first renewal offer. The two entities are expected to continue talks in an attempt to reach an agreement, but Roberto's rejection further compounds Barcelona's problems with the contracts of their players. There has been a lot of talk recently about Barcelona's tension with La Liga over the registration of Pablo Gavi's contract extension, with many believing that the Spanish league changed its own laws just to prevent the club from registering the young star. Nevertheless, it is apparent that Barcelona are not in a position to offer lucrative salaries even to their star players. This is why Roberto's rejection of Barca's first offer is particularly interesting, as indicates that the defender might have asked for improved terms. Given the Catalan entity's current financial state, it will be a challenge for them to conjure up an improved contract for Roberto, who is part of the first team only due to his versatility rather than the quality of his performances. However, it must be noted that both parties have a strong relationship, and it will not come as a surprise to see Roberto reaching an agreement with the club sooner rather than later. Wow, this is interesting, really interesting. Roberto, who many Barca fans don't even want him to stay at the club, all because of manager Xavi, who always talk about versatility, wants to keep him for whatever reason. And yeah, here we are seeing a guy who is even rejected by many fans, is rejecting Barcelona's contract offer, a contract like an extension that many people don't even want, and he's rejected. And I don't even understand what's happening. I think Barcelona will be very, I'm sorry to say this, very foolish if they are to improve their contract offer for Roberto because he rejected this one. Because it makes no sense. Roberto is not the kind of player we need now in this team. If not of manager Xavi, who I don't know if he's doing the bias of the La Masia players, always wanting to keep them, because we have also been hearing the captain Sergio Busquets, Barca pushing him to stay, all because of Xavi. All these things, is absolute nonsense. And Roberto rejecting the offer that Barca have just recently made for him, it just blow up my mind, because there's no sense in this. You are even a player who have been, rocked up by injury all season, have nothing to play, no major role, and here you are asking for improved terms in your contract renewal. For me, I think if Barca see that the player does not want to accept this further, then they should not force things. Roberto does not add something qualitative to this team. His performances have not been good. And how on earth was Xavi trying to push the player to stay at the Camp Nou because of versatility? I don't know. So it's still something that, it's still a complicated situation. Barcelona still keep pushing for the player to stay, all because of the influence of manager Xavi, which, will be at the detriment of many Barca fans. And here we are seeing the player rejecting the offer that Barca have just made for him. It baffles me, to be honest. And we all know that right back have always been a problem. Hector Bellerin left for Sporting Lisbon. Right now, Koundé is the one playing mostly the right back, who I think is even far better than Roberto, by far better than Roberto, who claims to be a right back. And here we are talking about a player who you are not even sure if you can play for how many games in a row, and you are yet trying to, add his contract. Why can't Barca be patient? Then the summer comes. Then they look for a new right back, because I don't see any sense in this. Julian Araujo, who plays for LA Galaxy, was close to Barca. I don't know how far the case have gone, because the Barca had to give the case to FIFA. They had to appeal to FIFA. It seems as though nothing have been responded as of yet, because they were just 1 minute late, sending the paperwork so late for 1 minute. So I don't know, because Julian Araujo is a right back that Barca wanted to sign, but they could not succeed on time. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, when Barcelona signed Robert Lewandowski this past summer for a fixed fee of 45 million euro plus 5 million in variables from Bayern Munich, it was heralded as a great coup. After all, the Catalans had snagged one of the best strikers in the game for a reasonable price in the current inflated state of the market. And it is safe to say that Barcelona's investment in Lewandowski has paid off handsomely so far for the club. The 34-year-old is leading the goal-scoring chart in La Liga, having netted 14 goals in 16 appearances thus far. On top of that, the Poland captain has 5 goals in 5 in the UEFA Champions League, coupled with 2 goals each in the Spanish Super Cup and Copa del Rey. In total, Lewandowski has found the back of the net on 23 occasions for Barca from just 25 games in all competitions. The centre forward has been key to Xavi Hernandez's side, performing admirably this season, especially in domestic competition. Now, Mundo Deportivo is reporting that Barca will have to pay Bayern Munich a sum of 1.25 million euros when Lewandowski scores 2 more goals and reaches the 25-goal mark for the season. As per the report, the variable pay that was agreed between the two teams in the summer was that Barca would have to pay the Bundesliga champions 1.25 million euros for each season he scores 25 goals or more. If he achieved that tally across each of the 4 seasons he has signed with Barca, the figure would reach 5 million euros. For now, following the goal against Real Betis on Wednesday, Lewandowski is just 2 goals away from reaching the mark, which will lead to Barca paying Bayern 1.25 million. Up next, Barca plays Sevilla and Villarreal in La Liga before taking on Manchester United in the first leg of the UEFA Europa League playoffs. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks a lot for watching. Until next time, bye bye.